Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ASTRO Circuit Season 6, Midweek number 3, grand final matchup between Collateral eSports and Plantronics.Mindfreak on Myksta, joined by lachdog, and this is Domination Strike Zone, map 1 in the best of 5 series.
Yeah, and what a good map it is. Domination Strike Zone sure to get us off to a fast-paced start as we'll jump on board with Shocks as he's pushing in towards B. He's already picked up one kill, now he's going to jump on it to get that capture, just watching towards the kitchen and seeming like that MF have made a good rotation. They've started off well, they've been able to defend C momentarily, but Collat, now they're going for that C cap. They're going to try and get the double cap over on A and C and keep Mindfreak into their spawn over at B. Mindfreak are trying to push out, but at the moment they're just a bit stuck, spawning near 31.
Ooh, that's a nice team down that Collateral managed to get over on Mindfreak there, as they are forced to now spawn over on this B side. So if they can get that trap going strong, this will be strong for them. Pred getting that double kill out. Players trying to come out through that C and kitchen side. And the kitchen player does drop Nels, taking down Buzzin'. But Pred right here, he pushed on in. He had that corner aimed up. He went out of the ADS and then he did get taken out. A little bit of FPS lag there on Advin's screen. But they are over on that C side. That C flag is neutralized. And right now you're really seeing, I'm not too sure if it's just me, but a fair bit of FPS lag on a couple of these Collateral players.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be worrying him at the moment. They're up. They've got two flags to 1, and Pred 9-1 so far. He is absolutely destroying this MF team. He's going around towards C, throws that nade. He's going to pick out one, and that's the only player there. So he's going to pick up yet another capture. Goes to the top of his team. 3 streak for him, but 10-1, nonetheless, a massive score to start off this one. Only 2 minutes gone, and he's going to try and push into B. No one there from MF to try and stop him. So they've been rotating well. As soon as Mindfreak have tried to make a push to one of the flags, they've just rotated around and got MF's the flag that MF had control of in the first place. Now Mindfreak, they're making that play over towards C and defending it well. And the team of Collat, they didn't push over towards A, which would have been just the way to continue that rotation and continue their dominance of 2 flags to 1. And unfortunately, they didn't do that, and they're a little bit too late. They're taking it now, but they've left B very, very open, and it's going to be Advin who has to push in and try and defend this one.
You're going to be seeing it naked here over on boxes, trying to pick off a couple of shots in over the players over on A, and unfortunately wasn't able to pick off the kill, but he got an assist there, but then his teammates all dropped around him. They're going to be seeing pick off another kill there on Nels. He goes to contest 31, getting taken down in the process. Now Mindfreak only currently control that C flag. They are trying to work their way over on B. We'll jump aboard with that player that is, and he's Shocks. He'll be able to pick off the player trying to contest him. Will he get the second one? No, he won't. Unfortunately, he aimed a little bit too low, and he did get taken down. B flag still neutralized regardless, however, as you're going to be seeing Pred just really going off. I mean, you highlighted him earlier, and we're back on him again. He's on a 6 streak, and he's 14-3 with 4 caps to his name.
Yeah, he's really dominating Collat. They played that nicely. Almost a bit of a fail there with Killer getting a team kill nade on his teammate there as he tried to rotate back towards A, but at the moment they've just been taken down, and they're trying to push in back towards B as Mindfreak take it, but it looks like they're going to go for this rotation over towards C as Nels tried to drop onto it. Killer is already there. He gets taken down. Pred, now he's up on the sky bridge, but he's lagging quite a bit trying to rotate around, but it doesn't really matter.
I don't think that's just him either, and I mean, Collateral, they pick off the double nade kill. Really, it was like a slow motion host spike. That really just played just there.
It was a bit weird, but it didn't matter because he just dominated Fighter in a 1v1 gunfight, picked off the kill, and was able to capture that C flag for his team. Unfortunately, they lose that one now, but they're going to try and push and rotate towards B. There is a couple of players trying to defend that one, so Mindfreak, they've spread themselves out quite nicely here on B, as Nels will pick up a kill there, just waiting for a second to come through mid. There's only one player near B at the moment. That's going to be Buzzo, who's trying to find a couple of kills as he pushes out front door towards 31, and that was a bad move, but he turns on Pred anyway. Big kill there. There's another player in B. Buzzo will go down. We'll jump on board with Naked now. He's over on Skybridge trying to make a push across towards A, but he gets taken down. Shocks currently being able to defend this B flag quite nicely, and also Buzzin' will jump on board with him because he's the one closest to the other team up near A. As a nade comes in, he's going to make sure he dodges that, just waiting for the players to push up out of A. But it's going to be very, very close. Points of difference at the half with Collat up by 1.77 to 76, and they played that really well to start off with, especially Pred, 17 kills and a half.
Yeah, no, I mean, just clarifying over in the game page, because the host was that horrible, would be really the only way to describe that. That is going to be ended, and luckily only 1 point the difference there. And I mean, you only have a couple of reasons to either end the game. You either have a timeout, or the host is that unplayable that you have to end the game. And I mean, the host was that unplayable that you had to play, end the game.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal, as we like to say, and you saw that a couple of times. A lot of the Collat players, Fred especially, basically slow-mo walking across the sky bridge there. So
that was one I've never seen before.
No, I haven't seen that, but it was interesting nonetheless. We'll be changing over host, but that first half, nonetheless, about the host, it was a very good half by Collateral. They rotated nicely, and they made the plays that they need to make. Obviously, the gunfights might have changed if the host was different, but it didn't really matter the way they played. They didn't rely on those big kills to happen. They just rotated to the next flag when Mindfreak tried to push their own flag, and just held that 2-flag-to-1 advantage for quite a while. Mindfreak were able to work their way back into the game, as we always know they will, being such a quality team. But you've got to say, Collat, they played that extremely well.
That they did. Of course, we're going to be loading up into another host for this second half, and hopefully that does fix all the issues that we were having earlier in that first half. Hopefully a new host will fix things up, but regardless, 1 point the difference. It's not really that much of a leeway for either of these two teams, either being up or being down by it. It's really that amount where this second half can really start off fresh and really rely on these next plays to really make something happen here. And I do think on more of an even playing field. Of course, you've got to keep in mind Pred, I believe, was the host of that game, and he really was tearing up. But I mean, with that slow-mo glide over gangway, that really was questionable.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange, to be honest, but we'll see how this host goes. I think Fast Feet 32 is going to jump in and be the neutral for this second half, and possibly even further on for that, but we'll see what happens. As second half, we're going to see that Mindfreak, they're going to be spawning on the A flag, I think. And what would you expect out of them to start? Would you expect probably a CA push off the start and let the team of Collat get B, or do you think that B control is important to start off this game?
Well, I mean, you saw them do it earlier on. You saw them try, a team try and go ahead and get that B side spawn trap going on. It did work for a fair bit. You got to keep that in mind. It did work, but it just wasn't able to really keep that consistent. Now, B flag control, if you can get it early and then keep your spawn flag, that's always a good start as well. But I mean, whichever way I believe that they're more comfortable with would be the best approach for them, because some teams can actually push that C flag, and we have seen it go straight off the spawn, go over through Pro Shop and try to go for that respective spawn flag early off the bat. And some teams do a really great job at just exploiting their opponent's mistakes at that area. But some teams just can't do it as well as the other, and they prefer to go over to that B side, and then as such they're able to hold it down. So it really just depends on their team's personal preference. But I definitely do. I don't think we're going to be seeing another A and C spawn trap over on B early in the break like we did in that first half.
Yeah, I think both teams will definitely want that B control early. So I don't think, as you said, don't think we'll be seeing a spawn trap too early. That could happen later on. If one team gets taken down early, then their other two players that capture the home flag might start to rotate to the opposite, whether it be C or A. But off the break, I'm expecting, as you said, teams to put a high price on the B flag capture straight off the bat. Try and get control of that whole building, and then they can work the middle part of the map with that control. So we'll see what happens as we wait for the game to get underway. I believe we're still waiting on Naked to get into the lobby.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, shout out to FastFeet32 for neutral hosting this game. Hopefully, the host is fairly good. Naked has joined the lobby now, so we should be ideally starting things up. And there you go, Domination Strike Zone going to be loading for you all right there. And remember, this is map number 1. If you are just tuning in, this is map number 1 of this grand final. It is a best of 5 series. So unlike what we've seen in the previous 4 rounds, we're going to be guaranteed a blitz in this game. Now I believe throughout the stream night we've only seen 1 blitz. And I do believe that was the XGN Family Feud
Showdown.
Yeah, so
it was.
Yeah, that's the only time we've really seen a blitz on stream. So having another one guaranteed for this series is definitely going to be a treat for that. Of course, also before that, going to be the S&D as well. But if we have Mindfreak playing the way they did in the previous series against Dynasty, I really am seeing a 3-0. But Collateral, I mean, they started off to a great start in the first half on that previous host. We'll see if they'll be able to do it again and starting off strong. Remember, keep in mind they are in the lead by 1 point.
Yeah, they are, that's right, and we'll see what they do off the break. It looks like team of Collat, they're going to go, well, Killer is in the B flag at the moment. He's waiting for players to contest him. He just pushed. He didn't even see Fighter jump around right in front of him. He just looked down at the wrong time to get his head out of the way of any bullets. And that's not the play you want to make. Strock's already picking up that double. And as I said, if a team gets control of B, then you'll probably see the other team try and rotate around towards the home flag. And that's exactly what Collat have done. They've been able to capture the C flag. They didn't get B, so they've rotated to A. Their teammates being able to defend that one while Killer's going to go for the capture. And it looks like he's going to get that one as his teammates all spawn around him. And one player over at C, but that doesn't really matter because Mindfreak have been able to capture that one anyway. They take out the 2 flags to 1 early on. And as we know, the 1 point advantage to Collat already diminished there by the team of Mindfreak, who are now 5 points in the lead after a minute of this second half.
You're going to be seeing with Pred getting taken down. We'll jump back on board with Shocks here. He picks off a nice triple kill there. Unfortunately, he couldn't get that last one down for himself. You got Fighter over on the outside, over on the boxes, and you see them. I mean, normally you see a boxing back over, when they control that C and A flag, they're boxing in B. This time round, it really doesn't seem to be the case because they were pushing them quite aggressively back at A. And right here, while a couple of players might have gone out and pushed that spawn back over the side of the boxes, Buzzum's already on this A flag. He's got that neutralization. He's nearly got the capture, but he will get taken down in the end. You see a lot of these flags changing hands right here as the B flag will be neutralized. Naked will get taken down. A flag going to get recaptured by the team of Collateral. Here's Fighter. He had the kill at his fingertips, but he just couldn't land the shot once he made him full red. And you're going to be seeing Collateral pick up a couple kills in that contest. Now, Shock's over onto this B side will fall as you're going to be seeing them try to just group up now. Mindfreak over on this A flag. A couple of players there are dropping, and the scoreline, keep in mind, this is the second half. 34-24 at a point for Collateral, and that's going to be your scoreline.
Yeah, it is, and Naked, he's going to be able to capture that. A flag is Collateral. They're going to go all the way over to C, and they've got both B and C under their control at the moment. So they've played it well to get them back into their control. But if we have a look, Pred's got a couple in front of him. Picks up 1, picks up 2, and there's a 3rd in the kitchen, but he's not going to worry about him. He's just going to wait and see if he needs to poke that one. As he does, he'll pick up 1. There's another one coming round behind him, and I don't think he knows that. There's one in front as well. He just gets sandwiched in between. Pred will be able to pick up the nade kill, but gets taken down by Buzzo. Buzzo's pushed over towards the B flag, and Nels has got the A flag under control. No, he doesn't. This player just spawns there. That's Fighter being able to spawn, so questionable spawn for Vital, but a favourable one for Mindfreak, and they're able to defend that A flag while they're still capturing B.
I mean, look at Shocks. Is 19-7. And this is only one half of gameplay. 1 minute 50 still on the clock as well. And you're going to be seeing him just regroup back over. He's just looking around. He's looking for these kills, and his team over onto that A side. He goes for
Oh,
a knife
boy.
kill as well. He lunged for it. He knew he needed to go for a sprint run up, and I mean, did he get taken down in the end by Advin? He was the last up for a moment. Actually, no, it wasn't. But regardless, he got taken down by someone who was the last.
He got taken down by Naked, actually. Naked put some team kill shots on him. Didn't want him to get on too big a streak, make Naked possibly trying to catch up to him. But Shock's 20 kills already in this second half. And it's going to be 57-50 in favour of Mindfreak at the moment. But 2 flags to 1 in favour of Collat. Collat still holding that 2 flag advantage. They're only 5 points behind in this half. And remember, they've got 1 point lead from the first half. So that could come into play possibly soon. This is a very close game. 53 seconds left to go. Nell's able to outshoot Fighter there. He gets shot in the back by Shock. Shock's 22-10, absolutely dominating this game as he picks up yet another kill, but Pred will shut him down. So he'll jump on board with Fighter, see what he can do. Just sitting outside the kitchen here, waiting for a couple of players to push towards B, but it looks like Collateral, they're trying to go C. 7 points the difference, 30 seconds left to go. Collat, they need to get this capture down, and it just looks like they're not going to be able to. As Killer gets the shots out, gets the trophy system down, and he's just going to wait for the nades to come in, but they don't. The bullets come in instead. He'll get taken down. 16 seconds left to go, and make that a 12-point difference. And it's going to be Mindfreak to take out this first map of Domination Strike Zone here in the grand final. And we're going to be moving on to a Search and Destroy up next.
Yeah, and the Search and Destroy map will in fact be an S&D on Sovereign. Now, we have seen this map on stream earlier on in the night, and I guess we'll just have to really see how the team will really play this one out for themselves. I mean, we know Mindfreak already experienced S&D team. Collateral, I mean, they put up a fight here for this this map, and they did lose by a little amount of a small amount of points there, but they still put up an effort up until the very end where they just really lost that one. I mean, Mindfreak in the second half, they had that control, but the score really wasn't that one-sided, and you got to give them credit for that. But regardless, that is going to be that first map. It is 1-0 to Plantronics.Mindfreak. Search and Destroy Sovereign up next, followed by Blitz on Octane. What are your thoughts for those 2 maps?
Search and Destroy Sovereign, it's a strong map for Mindfreak. They can play it really well. They've got that power in their submachine guns to get in around B or even rush on to A there with their 2 submachine gunners, especially their 2 main slayers. Their Shocks and Fighter can just charge in and clear it out, ready for Naked to get that plant down. So could be an interesting one. Also with S&D Sovereign, they do like to mix it up a bit. Sometimes Shocks will take that bomb, Naked will go underground and try and get that flank going. So Collab have got to be aware of what certain things mean. They need to know that if they take out Shocks and bomb goes down, they know that Naked's going to be trying to flank, so they need to turn around, they need to try and watch their back. So just a couple of things that they need to watch out for. And Collat, they just need to make their rounds count, make the kills count in the early couple of rounds, and try and get some momentum going for themselves. Because that second half of the domination, although it was close, you just felt the whole time that Mindfreak really were in control of the game.
Yeah, you definitely did, and on this Search and Destroy Sovereign actually coming out next, I think we'll find that we could possibly be seeing the same thing. Now, of course, we it is still too early to tell at this stage. We're still waiting for the host to press start for this map to go ahead. But between these 2 players, Shocks, I just want to highlight him once again. He really went off. 26 kills and 13 deaths from that. Just one half.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes of that domination strike. So just that one half of gameplay there, and he really went off. At one stage, for most of the map, he actually had more kills than his teammates combined. But then they sort of caught up by the end. I think that friendly fire from Naked shutting Shocks down did help. But it is still definitely a huge factor for that map.
Yeah, I think that was Naked's plan all along. Make sure Shocks didn't get too big of a head going into this next map, because he went absolutely off. 22-13. That's a good score for the whole map. So to get it in the half is just massive, and he's probably the reason Mindfreak were able to take such control of the map and the game and take that one out. So we're going to see Sovereign Search and Destroy, and hopefully it's a good match, and hopefully the host is going to be just as good as it was in that second half of the domination. We're not going to have any more problems.
And hopefully the host is going to start it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's always what we like to see here. Of course, we are just on the standby screen here that you are currently seeing. Collateral, Advin, Killer, Nels, and Pred taking on Mindfreak, Buzz and Fighter, Naked, and Shocks. Of course, I did done goof a little bit with the overlay earlier on because Woods was in there, and I was having to swap between them all. Regardless, we are still just once again waiting for the host to possibly start on up. Maybe someone's doing some classes quickly. Who knows? But I'm going to be asking you, lachdog, scoreline predictions, and I asked this to Izzy last series, but who do you think is going to take the first blood, and who do you think is going to make the first mistake?
Well, it's going to be basically the first mistake and the first blood. It's going to be the two rushes from either team. So if there's going to be a rush on defense from whichever team's going to start on defense, I believe it's going to be Mindfreak. Whoever makes a rush on there, it could be Shocks. Shocks is going to charge down. He'll either get first blood or he'll be taken down pretty quickly by a player sitting up in the war room. So we'll see who goes in the war room, and I think that'll be the difference between the teams in the first round anyway.
We're going to be seeing these players spawn on in now. Of course, Collateral is going to be having the attacking round because it is their neutral host, so it just makes things easy for them. And we're actually going to be seeing a shotgun out for the man of Nels, so I actually want to jump on board with him to see what he'll be able to do with it. Now, of course, he's going to be chucking some nades in over into this B room. One player's there ready to contest them, and there you go, one kill straight off early there for Naked. Another player's contesting it where they take him down. But, definitely a very aggressive play there for Naked. Pred will get taken down as well in an early play from Buzzin, who was all the way at the other end. Just shot out a couple of shots in with the Remington. And Killer's just going to be on that Overwatch and Advin. It wasn't in Snake, but he got full tagged, and he needs to back out of there, which he has. Bomb still down above him as the player's going to contest. He's going to be looking over into Snake right here. The player might have spotted him here. There you go, getting taken down. Killer, last one up. He's on the other half of the map. He needs to rotate back over for that bomb. He's up against 3 players from the team of Mindfreak, and we'll see what he'll be able to do.
Yeah, that's right. The bomb is in a bit of an awkward spot because the team of Mindfreak know exactly where it is, and they're just watching it, and he's just doing circles at the moment, and that's never going to be never going to help you there, as Shocks is going to be able to pick up that kill pretty easily in the end with that Remington. And interesting to see Shocks not actually going with that submachine gun. He's going to go AR, just sit back and pick off the goals when it's needed. So my prediction, completely wrong.
Might be, but we're not going to rub that into you for a little bit longer. We're just not going to do that. And we did actually have a timeout from one of the players from Collateral, and I believe that was Killer, who has dropped out of the game. So we will need to end that one. Of course, keep in mind that it is 1-0 to the team of Mindfreak here, as we should be able to hopefully get that play in from Collateral rejoined and be going on from there. Of course, keep in mind this is the grand final of the ASTRO circuit, the Season 6 midweek number 3. We're nearly I think we've reached that halfway point here for this season, and I think we've just passed this the halfway point for this season. So time really does fly for our final season of the ASTRO circuit, and this is the grand final. In the bronze match, we have Dynasty taking on Sway AU. Now, I'm going to take this time to ideally, for you guys to go check out all of our social media outlets. You got, of course, our main website, au.cybergamer.com, where you can find all of the news and information and registration for all of our competitions for not just Call of Duty, but also for other titles as well, FIFA, Battlefield, Titanfall, etc. You have our Facebook, facebook.com/CyberGamer Network. You have our Twitter at CGXboxAU, and our YouTube, youtube.com/CyberGamerComAU. Now, I did mention yesterday that the rebroadcast should be up well, I think I mentioned it today, should be up tomorrow, and they really should be, including tonight's, and we have been a little bit slack on that. I do apologise, but they all should be ready to go by tomorrow, and be on the lookout on our YouTube channel for that. And of course, our Twitch page, this video at the bottom left, there is a follow button. If you haven't pressed it already, feel free to go ahead and do so. Now we are just waiting for these guys to join on backup. They don't have that much time really to make these plays out, and I think we might have to go to a short break while we wait for these guys to get back on sorted. It shouldn't be too long, only a couple minutes maximum. Stay tuned there, maybe grab a drink, and we'll be back soon with the map 2 S&D Sovereign. Alrighty, we are back here in this map, S&D on Sovereign, resuming up 1-0 to the team of Mindfreak. Keep in mind, and unfortunately, the player from Collateral wasn't able to rejoin in time, but still, they've made quite a bit of an effort here. 3v4, taking out 3 players early on, not having dropped one either, and the Buzzins all alone here in this round 2 of this map.
Yeah, he's been able to take one down there. He was in a 1v3 and now he's got 2 more players left to try and deal with. It's going to be Brett and Advin, but Buzzo, he needs to get that bomb. Bomb is down in a very, very awkward spot for him there. So he's got to go get that one. He's going to jump on towards this tank and see if he can get some kills out that way. But the where Pred and Advin are sitting, he is going to have a very, very difficult time being able to take out these kills and even take out the round.
Yeah, I mean, you got Buzzin here over on the tank, and I mean, he needs to just sort of try and make these plays happening. I believe they have found where the bomb is located, and you're going to be seeing them route back around. He's going to pick up the bomb here, and of course he doesn't have enough time to really pick off any of these kills. He needed to go straight for that bomb, and they were relying on that. And you see Pred, you were about to see it here on this round in the kill cam. Just poke on out and check that, and then be able to take down that kill. And you see him do so here in this round in the kill cam, taking out that round. Keep in mind, 3v4 to even up the round count 1-1.
Yeah, that's right, and they played it well. And Pred 3-0 so far, so really started well in this game. And we'll see what he can do here on the attack. He's got the vector out. It looks like he's going to go towards the A bomb side. His teammates over at B, and he's just going to wait back, so he might swap over towards Advin, who's making a play here in the map room, just watching down the bottom of the stairs. There's a player just on the other side of this wall. If he wants to poke it, Shocks will get a shotgun kill. And now Advin, he's got to poke. He's got to try and get a kill here, because he can't allow that to happen and have Pred in a 1v4 situation.
Yeah, he's going to be looking around for one. He'll be able to take down Fighter as he rotates back over onto the middle side of this map. Nate's going to be going out over into Nest, actually, as you're going to be seeing. I believe he did spot one, or rather the player spotted him naked, taking him out, and you're going to be seeing it here on the round in the kill cam once again. He's just aiming it up, and you see him being able to take down the kill in the end, and you see him go for that one and take out that round. I don't think they were too happy about losing the last round, the way that they, regardless, it is now 2-1 for those just tuning in or possibly weren't paying attention earlier on. We had to end the game after it was 1-0 to the team of Mindfreak due to a dropout, and that is, you're just going to keep adding 1 to the team of Mindfreak's score. So they lead 2-1. They're on the attack up next, and they're pushing over to B.
Yes, they are, and it looks like someone from Collateral is still in spawn. Pred has not moved. That's not ideal. Basically a 2v4 at the moment for the team of Collateral and the team Mindfreak. They've been able to get that bomb down on B and just be able to wait here. Naked's going to sit in Nest. Fighter's going to push right up and be in just a good spot there. Shocks does get taken down. Buzzo sitting in map room as Fighter takes down Pred, and now it's up to Nels in a 1v3 situation. He gets up behind Naked, picks up that kill, and now he's going to rotate around. He should be able to pick up this kill if he goes up the stairs, but he's not going to look to his right. Is he? He sees him. No, he doesn't. He should have. He was on his screen there, and he's just going to go for this straight up defuse, but he gets spotted. Fighter picking up that round. 2-1 in favour of Mindfreak, and it's going to be 3-1 overall.
That it is, and you have Fighter, of course, with the shots out over on that round the kill cam. We saw it just moments before as well. But I just want to note that you mentioned that one of the players was AFK, and I do believe it probably was to invite maybe the player that was disconnected, maybe back into a Skype call or into the game itself, and trying to get him back in here while there is still time remaining in this map. Of course, being 1-0 down already, if they're down 2-0, it is going to be more tricky for them, and they really just can't afford to try and play still on an uneven advantage. If they can get him in, they might sacrifice a round, but still have that 4v4 advantage later on. You're going to be seeing these players push on down. Now, Nell's actually trying to commit a little bit over, and Advin just going to be jumping over the bomb and tries to... I believe he just tried to plant on the bomb itself, which if he did, it would have been a forfeit.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what the go was with that one. He also completely missed a player early on that walked straight in front of him as he was looking in that direction. So I'm not sure. Advin just not with it that round there in that one. But we'll see. Hopefully Kalak can get their fourth in. But 4-1 in favour of Mindfreak. It's just 3-1 on your screens, but there was one round and we had to restart the game. But Mindfreak took out that one, and it looks like what is Shocks and Naked doing? They just I'm not 100% sure. Buzzo are going to go underground. Shocks and Naked trying to box each other into corners at the zigzag side of things. But Buzzo, he's just waiting for a kill here, trying to push up. He's just really waiting for someone to poke him, but at the moment, nothing really doing. Fighter also just sitting back. Naked and Shocks, now they push in. It's going to be Shocks with the shotgun. See what he can do as he pushes into back research, trying to find a kill. As Naked does go down, Pred, and that makes it a 3v3, and Collat back on an even playing field.
Yeah, Buzz is going to be checking over into server right here as he does actually just chub past. I thought the player might have spotted him there over on research. Over on green, as he does need to be careful of research, but his teammates actually got his back from that angle. Now the bomb is planted. 3v2 situation. Advin and Nels left up to take on the players from Mindfreak as they'll go over onto the bomb itself. They need to check this one though, Mindfreak. We could possibly see a Ninja. Last player
it's
up.
It's going to be a Ninja.
Will they check this one? And Fighter manages to pick off the kill at the end. So
close.
You were thinking it was going to be a Ninja, so was I, but look at this from Fighter. I mean, he just needed, he knew he needed to check that, and he was able to do so, picking that kill off and saving the team the embarrassment of the Ninja defuse.
That would have been, it would have been something to see there for Collat, and definitely would have given him a bit of momentum there, and would have been good to see on stream. But we'll see what they can do now. Nelsie's actually got a scope out to watch down the mid alley. Pred will pick up the first kill there as he goes down, and Buzzo will pick that one up. So 2v3 already this round, and it's going to be a minute and 10 left to go. And Advin has not left spawn. He's just waiting for players to push him and try to pick up kills, and there we go. It pays off. He picks up Shocks, but unfortunately his teammate went down with the bomb, and now he's got to take on Buzzo and Fighter, who are both top scoring for Mindfreak.
See if he'll be able to do it. Nade's going to be going out. He does spot one, and he will be able to take him down. Now making it into a 1v1 situation. So originally the 1v3 slides on past. Now he did get spotted, I believe, and we'll see if he'll just turn around out of the blue. Doesn't seem like he will, and he's still. It does seem like Buzzer is just chasing this one for the knife kill. It does seem like that's what he's going to be going for, and he's just look at him. He's just chasing. Both these teams are really just trolling us right now, and we're going to be seeing Buzzer just chill back and stalk his prey.
Has Buzzo lost him? I think he knows where he is, but I think at the start Buzzo didn't want to shoot.
He panicked.
Oh no, Buzzo is shot now, and he's got to get away. 11 seconds left to go, and he knows he's got this one won because he's on defense. Advin has to try and get this kill, and Buzzo's on the opposite side of the map, so smart play there by Buzzo, and he's got the round for his team, and that's going to be 6-1 in favour of Mindfreak. But I think at the start he actually wasn't going for the knife. At the very start he didn't want to shoot, because Advin just went round each corner as Buzzo saw him. So Buzzo didn't want to give away his position, he just wanted to chase, especially since he was on defense. He didn't need to try and get that kill, he just needed to stay alive. And good play by Buzzo in the end.
I'm still laughing at the panic shot that Buzzer sort of did at that end there, but you know that is okay. That's going to bring them up to a 2-0 counts. And they only need really one more map to take out this series, but we might not even be able to see that map depending on how things go. We need that last player to rejoin us, so we will go to a quick break while we wait for that player to hopefully join up. If not, I guess we'll just have to go from there and possibly not even having to go to a break because these guys might just be deciding from here.
Yeah, it looks it doesn't look good for Collateral. I think the last player, Killer, unfortunately can't get back on. So I believe they are going to have to forfeit this one by what we're seeing here in the chat. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully Killer can get back on. But if it isn't, then it's going to be Mindfreak taking it out. They're 2-0 up. Regardless,
that they are, and we are just waiting on final confirmation here from the team of Collateral what the go is. Depending if they want to forfeit that final map or if they want to try and see if they can get their player on. Of course, you can't start a map here in our rule set 3v4. You can finish off a map if it has already started and a timeout happened 3v4, but you can't start a brand new map 3v4, and they are really just I think they're discussing among themselves, trying to find out a mutual decision between them and the team. Of course, the time is ticking regardless here, and a couple of players are leaving, and there we go, that's a GG for them. So that will be Plantronics.Mindfreak taking that one out. 2-0 technically, but of course it is a best of 5, so they will get that last map forfeit win. And of course in the bronze match we haven't received any score updates for them. That is currently going underway as well. But yeah, that's going to be our tournament wrapped up. Congratulations to Plantronics.Mindfreak for cleaning that one out, and GG's to all the teams who competed throughout the night. Definitely appreciate it. Hope you all had fun. And of course, big shout out to our lachdog for joining me, as well as Ize and Luca, who joined us both throughout the night in the casting area. Definitely much appreciated. You're welcome back anytime. And of course, remember to check out all of CyberGamer's social media outlets. We've got our YouTube, youtube.com/CyberGamer.com.au, our Twitter at CGXbox, our Facebook, facebook.com/CyberGamer Network, and our Twitch. Feel free to follow it on your video on your screens at the bottom left. There is a follow button if you haven't pressed it already. Of course, big shout out to our major sponsor here, as you can tell by the name ASTRO Gaming. We have some more news coming up for some, maybe not Call of Duty specifically, but for some ASTRO love here throughout the coming days and the coming weeks for both the 2015 range and some competitions from CyberGamer. So you want to stay tuned for that. And of course, speaking of the 2015 range, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Go bluemouth.com/ASTRO 2015 and you go ahead and check out the new 2015 range. I definitely want to be one of the people to check out the M80 mix amp coming out specifically and exclusively to the Xbox One. I definitely like that headset as well, so I think I'll be picking that one up. Regardless, that'll be all for tonight's broadcast. Thanks to all for tuning in, and until next time, I'm Myksta, joined by lachdog. We'll catch you later.